What's up, everyone? It's your boy Mastermind here of Ohio Cannabis Live. Welcome to another episode. Today is Harvest Day, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. So if you're new to my channel, hit that like, subscribe button. But today, I had some trimming to do, and I'm still trimming. So I'm going to have to kill two birds with one stone. Hey, what's up, Tammy? So yes, I am currently trimming a strain called Mac and Jack. This is one I'm still trimming. Here's one that I just finished trimming up. So I'm gonna get right into things. So I've been working all my sources trying to find out what's going on with rec. When is recreational going to begin? And what I can say is several processors have recently just got their certificate of operation to be dual recreational and medical processors. One testing lab has got their license. So we're waiting for all these different parts, the processors, the growers, and the dispensaries and the testing labs to all get their dual certificate of operation. Best thing I could tell you is that I think within the next week or two, we're going to see recreational sales. I think we're a lot closer than we were last month. I think it is going to happen before or by September. So I think it will be before September. I think that it will be a few dispensaries at once, not all of them. So you're going to see one or two, maybe three or four, all of a sudden they're able to. Now, I had sources tell me that they seen something going on in Newark, and I haven't got the pictures yet. I'm waiting on my buddy Robert to send me the pictures so I could confirm what he said he saw there. But he did see some interesting activity down there in Newark. I ain't saying where until I see the pictures. Also, very interesting news that I'm going to talk about that you might not know. I heard Zanesville is going to have 5 dispensaries. Did anybody else know the Zanesville area was going to have 5 dispensaries? I'm going to post on my social media and everywhere where those locations are. I actually somehow found out through something like Zenly, I mean, not Zenly, but Zanesville Viral or something like that. And they had the addresses to where these dispensaries are going to be. So we got the addresses to where they are. So we know what areas in Zanesville these dispensaries are going to be located in. So that is interesting because I don't know anything about these. This is news to me. This is new information that we're just now getting. So just so you understand how this is all going to work, all the existing medical cannabis dispensaries will actually be dual operations where they'll be selling medical and recreational cannabis to anyone over the age 21. Now, as a medical patient, you only have to be 18. So if you're 18 to 20 and you're trying to get access to cannabis, you have to have a medical cannabis card in order to be able to do that. So that is something to consider. Now, I don't know why I can't see my comments here. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, September is a deadline. So, I think it's going to be before September. I think that, we're going to have, like I said, people standing in these long lines, just like they did it when other places went rec, waiting to be able to buy for the first time. Now, I want to talk about some other information that came out. They talk about these new rules that they have where there can be no food trucks, there can be no music, no kind of celebration outside the dispensary. These things, that they think, are part of, things that shouldn't be happening when it's the first rec sales ever. And it's like, I kind of think that they should allow food trucks and refreshments outside. They don't want any samples, so there won't be no samples on the first day. And also know that you will be limited on the amount of product that you will be able to get on the first day. So it's not going to be like you go in there and get the maximum amount that's in the law. That's probably not going to happen on the first day. So, what I can say to you is that, If you already have your card, you're going to be saving money no matter where you go. And you don't have to wait for any of this. If you don't have your card, you can still get your card through a promotion I got with a company called Leafwell. And all you got to do is go to OhioCannabisLive.com. And on my homepage, you'll see the screen, the bottom where it says get MMJ card. You can go there and it'll automatically take you to the Leafwell website, but it'll also automatically put in my discount where you can get your medical cannabis card for only $89. And that's for a whole year. So instead of you having to wait to figure out the best guess of when they're actually going to allow recreational sales, you could get access to the same stuff that we already got access to now. And the main thing I would say is right now the prices have went up a lot. The availability of products has dropped dramatically, and it's hard. Even as a white labeler, it's hard for me to even have materials to make the products that I have available. And Mastermind Cannabis does have some new products available. So make sure you check out what I got going on. It's all over my website. And we're trying to make sure people get this information, but right now, we're just waiting, and it's getting hard, harder and harder for people to wait, because the longer we wait, the further we're going to be behind in the summer. I mean, in the dead summer, and it's just going to be a lot of people coming through, a lot of traffic. I mean, plus it's just hot outside, so I think they should allow water and refreshments. There should be shelter, some kind of tent or canopy. I'd love to know what you think in the comments of this video about whether or not they should allow food trucks and refreshments outside. Because right now the rule is nothing for nobody outside. You might be able to get something to drink once you get inside the dispensary. I mean, they're not even thinking about people. Like, there should be porta potties outside. People will have to use the bathroom. I mean, right? They got to be able to use the bathroom. So I understand that. So it's just like, how they expect people to wait in line for hours and not have nothing to drink, nothing to eat, no way to relax your mind. They just want you to stand outside in the dispensary line in silence. I don't know. That don't make sense. And I mean, Homegrown is, it has its pluses and minuses. Obviously, a minus is what is going on right now, having to trim your bud. I mean, you can always probably find somebody, maybe help you do it. But if you got to do it by yourself, you don't have help, this can be a very hard process. I mean, on your hands, on your back, everything. And, I'm still going through stuff from this pancreas stuff. And so I'm just doing this hopefully as just something to help keep my mind off the pain. Obviously I wish that I could try this right now and then tell you, oh, it's great, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, just so y'all all know, I got this plant at that market. Somebody gave it to me at the farmer's market. So it was actually a free plant. For all I know, it might be him. I mean, without it getting tested, and they don't really give us no way of, I don't know about that yet. Like, are we going to be able to take stuff that we grew like they do up in Michigan and be able to get it lab tested so we can show off to people like our stuff is all way legit? And, to me, I would want to be able to get my stuff tested because I would want to know how I did. I would want to know if I did a good job on the terps. I want to know if I hit good numbers on THC or not, or if it's just something that they ain't gonna never hit hard. I would like to know it. I like results. I like data. I like information. I'm sure you probably do too. I mean, you get information to find out, what, what's going on. You said I'm probably better off getting what? Hold on, let me see. See this comment thing. Top chat, live chats. All right, there we go. Now I can see everybody's messages. A Purple Pro. Send me the link for that. I want. How expensive is that? Purple Pro. Hand trimming's the best. I mean, it is. You're right. It is. I agree, but for somebody like me, it's not great for me. It's hurting my hand. I'm already getting cramps in my hand. I don't know how much more I'm gonna be able to do, even while I'm talking to you all right now, because it's hurting my hand so much. And like I said, as far as I still have some more to go. And this I had planned on taking down a few other plants today, but I'm a little bit behind on my times. And you know how it is when it's Friday. And I would love to know what you all are medicating on. And I just want to again tell you all that none of this will be possible without you, my good friends at HLG. I just want to let y'all know we got a special promo. Go to HLG.com and you can get 20% off your purchase there. And they got all kind of grow lights there, all different price ranges. Big shout out. And you seeing what I'm getting with these HLG lights. This was flowered under a 700 watt light. And I'm telling you, it smells absolutely amazing. You've already seen some pictures online, but you haven't seen anything since I've done the trimming. So I'll definitely put some pictures up after I get everything trimmed out a little bit better. Obviously, I'm really excited about getting layer cake in the flower. Layer cake's going in the flower. It's going in the flower. I don't care what I gotta do today. Layer cake is going into flower today. You hear me? Layer cake is up for flower. Orange 43 is coming up for flower. I can't wait. I can't. I've been holding back, y'all. Wait, Orange 43 and layer cake. Yeah. Orange 43 and layer cake. If you in our medical cannabis program, you know what both of those strains is. You heard of Orange 43 and layer cake. And I have Orange 43. And I have layer cake here. And my layer cake is from a layer cake seed from Grow Isle. And my first plant didn't do so hot. It hermed out on me. This one is looking very, very promising. It still might herm out on me. I don't know. If it does, you already know it's got to go. But maybe not. Maybe we'll pollinate it and get some pollen from it so we can get some seeds, make some kind of layer cake cross. So, we'll see. We'll see. But right now, the plant I got, it looks amazing. And it looks real healthy, and I can't wait to show it to you all. I haven't shown it to nobody really. It's been kind of off the grid here for a while because I've been waiting to see what was gonna happen. This is the first plant I ever cloned by myself, so I can't wait for you to see it. You like the motor cake? I wouldn't mind trying that motor cake. I like motor breath too. I like a lot of cakes. But I love me some motor breath. So anybody got some motor breath clones, I want that. I like to have that in my wheelhouse of genetics. I would definitely like to have some motor breath. And the motor cake, it depends on, how it's grown and who grew it. I mean, I've only had it a couple times, and it was pretty decent. But like I said, this right here, this one has been really. When I first looked at it, I was like, this plant. When I first I didn't even have no idea that this plant was going to turn out this great. It looked kind of like it wasn't going to do so hot, and it struggled. But it came back and it surprised me. And now I'm sitting over here surprised as I'm trimming it up and looking at it a lot closer. And I feel like once you grow something and then you cut it down, here's another one, and then you start trimming on it, you start getting different feelings, right? Because now that's over, right? Especially if you don't have another one. This is the only Mac and Jack I got. So there won't be any more Mac and Jack unless I get my hands on some more. But it it definitely was fun growing it, and it looked great. It looked great all the way. Once I got it in flower, it was just fun to watch it grow and to look at the buds on it and just see it just getting better and better and better and just frostier and frostier and frostier. When you see it get so frosty, you're like, wow, just can't believe that you grew it. Like, oh man, you look at it and go, wow, this is something you grew, and it might end up being some mids. Who knows? I'm not saying it's gas pack, but it sure looks like gas pack. It sure smells like gas pack. How does y'all see that? See how that comes through on the camera. Do it like that. Yeah, there you go. Uh-huh. Yep. Get a real good sense of what it. I see people do that. They'd be like, yeah. Listen, I'm not worried about the Orange 43. That's been ran multiple times before I got it. So that's a real stable. And my good friend, shout out to my good buddy Steve for hooking me up. And we're good to go on that, man. So it's just right now, I'm gonna put one in flower, and then I'm gonna have one that's still gonna be in veg, man. So once I get something going, Mac 86, and I definitely hook you up, man. Get you on the clone, man. But yeah, like I said, this one, I think what helped me was I started kind of pre-trimming stuff about a week ago. I was like, yeah, this plant's gonna come down. So I started getting a lot of the really big leaves off of it. And then it just really had a lot of really small leaves on it. So I think that it's just fun trimming it, because every freaking leaf every little part that I trim just has so much trichomes and THC on it. It's just falling off of it everywhere. I mean, it's just so frosty, everybody. I mean, the YouTube isn't going to do justice on what I'm showing you. But, what we're waiting on is for these inspections to get done. Once these inspections are done, this recreational stuff will be going. And, there's a lot of events. There's the Stargazer event going on. But, I'm planning on doing another expo. The cat's out the bag on that. And I plan on doing that in November. So mark your calendars for the 1st of November and the 2nd of November for the next Ohio Cannabis Expo. Yeah. So yeah, what's up then, Lizzie? Great question. How do I plan on curing it? It's funny you asked that. So I got some mastermind cannabis mason jars here that I'm going to cure in. So I'm going to try a couple different things. I'm going to try the mason jars, because that's the true method in the dark, with the humidity monitor in there so I can monitor it. And then I'm also going to do the Grove bags. People have been really raving about the Grove bags. So I'm going to try the Grove bags too and see how that goes. Okay, how is that, Buckeye Relief Loud? How you doing, Cleveland's Crows fan? Good to have you back on here. And make sure everybody hit that like and subscribe button. Share this with your friends and family. Let them know we got a whole new thing going on. We're gonna start doing more interactive content instead of me just sitting there doing nothing. Like I said, I think that every time I trim a plant, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to sit here and y'all going to help me trim through it. And we go sit here and yeah, it's going to be a whole different atmosphere than what it is usually, because you know, a lot of times you're like, well, you know, and right now the table is kind of like you know, it's this way, and I'm looking over here, so it's just like I'm kind of like distracted in a way. But like I told you, I was trying to get this done, and I wanted to be able to talk to you all at the same time and just get your feedback. So, does anyone think that we should have food trucks and music and water on the first day of recreational sales at the dispensaries? How do you feel about that? And do you worry about people being out in the elements, being hot, and not having access to the bathroom or water or any other thing? Because I really want to hit on this, because I think it's something that's being overlooked. And I'll give you an example of how this happened to me one time. Is I went to get the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I went to the Apple store for the first time ever in my life, and bought the phone new for the first time ever in my life. Never done that before either. Um, I'm not a big iPhone person. This is actually my second iPhone, but nevertheless, it's my first time getting it like the day it comes out. And I learned right away that they don't provide water to customers. They only provide water to their employees. They didn't provide any type of coverage from the sun or the elements for customers who had to wait in the beaten down sun. So it was a very uncomfortable experience for me as a consumer. I don't think I'll ever buy another phone at the store and go through that whole situation like that. I don't think it was a very pleasant experience. And Apple knew I was not happy, so they called me like a couple days later and was like, "We're sorry about what happened." I'm like, "Yeah, I am too," because I just thought it was really kind of unfair to make sure the employee stayed hydrated, but not the consumer. Forget the consumer. So I think trying to hopefully think that the division of cannabis control will at least consider allowing the food trucks and some beverages, and and a porta potty at the very least. I mean, because if you got to use the bathroom, are you going to want to have to leave the dispensary, go home, come back, get back in line? I mean, the dispensary only has one bathroom. I don't think they're thinking this through. Every dispensary only has usually one bathroom. How is one bathroom going to service an additional 50 or 60 or 100 more customers who are so now you're going to have a bunch of people that are sitting there who have to use the bathroom. And are you going to, for security reasons, you can't let everybody in just to use the bathroom, right? Can you? So that's going to become an issue. So that's why I think that they should already be thinking about porta potties outside these dispensaries. So people who are outside waiting in line, they'll have a way to use the bathroom. And then I think that if you're a medical patient and the dispensary has a drive-through, the dispensary should only let the medical patients go through those drive-throughs, so they don't have to sit there and wait for all those new people who are going to be filling out intake forms and trying to make up their mind on what they want and taking, stuff for their social media and all that, because it'll be their first time. See, a lot of us, nobody's really doing that. I mean, but when it comes to recreational, you're going to see a lot more things on social media. You're going to see a whole different group of people involved in the cannabis space. It's going to change everything. So I think that, it's important for us to keep that in mind. And, I think that, you should definitely be looking at who your local leaders are and trying to figure out, is a dispensary going to be in your area? Because some of these areas where dispensaries are going to be at, they put up moratoriums. And a moratorium just basically means they're not going to allow recreational cannabis to be sold in that area. So if you're in an area and you can't figure out why you're not able to get a dispensary or nothing's happened, it's likely because the area you're in has a moratorium on cannabis sales. So even if you already had, let's say, a medical place there, they still may have a block on recreational sales. So you could have these places where there are dispensaries, but you can't get recreational because they have banned that. They're allowed a medical, but they're not going to allow the recreational. So keep that in mind if you're wondering why you didn't get a dispensary right away in your community. It might not be what you think it is. It's not that the companies don't want to come there. It's just that your community has said no. And this is a real important point to make because there are going to be new dispensaries and they're going to be looking for places that have dispensaries. And I want to open a dispensary, but I want to open it in a place that wants it, needs it. I don't want to put it in a place where it's not needed and not wanted. So, if you want me to come open a dispensary in your town, well, you better be telling me about it now so I can come visit your town and see if it's a good place for me to open up a dispensary. Because there's going to be a lot of dispensaries already. Columbus has already got too many dispensaries. So I doubt that I'll be able to open a dispensary here because it's already just too many. So yeah, this bud right here, this turned out really good on the trim. Let me do my little hand thing again. So I'm trying to break the camera. Like this is supposed to be a news stream. But yeah, this is the news, right? So yeah. Look at that. We got 29 people watching this. What y'all medicating on right now on a Friday? What's for dinner? Let me know in the comments what you having for dinner. Let me know if you have grown anything and got through your first harvest, and let me know, have you got past your cure? Here's what I want to know in the comments: wet trim or dry trim? Go. Now, obviously, I'm doing a wet trim right now, but that's not for everybody. Doesn't like doing that. Some people like doing the wet trim. Some people like doing the dry trim. If you're growing, I want to know in the comments whether you do wet trim or dry trim. Is anybody out there fighting spider mites? They're really bad this year in Ohio, and it's definitely this. And then there's also this virus, this hops thing out here, and I wonder how that affects the retail industry, because could they be selling us cannabis that just got infected and they never tested for it? How do they even know this stuff doesn't? Well, I guess they tested for potency, but some of these things you never know. There's been some recalls on a couple different things, but it's for things that are just minor, but still a recall or product voluntary recalls always make people nervous. So, I try to keep people up to date about this information the best way I can. But at the end of the day, we all just want to get medicated, right? We all just want to medicate, be able to grow and be able to have our guns and not have no problems. That's the American dream. Own your own business, have a nice house, have a family, be able to grow you some good cannabis, hang out with your friends. I mean, Ohio is going to be such a big place in the future. Everybody's going to be talking about like Ohio, Ohio, Ohio. So much here. And some people say, I hate Ohio. I'm ready to move. I want to go somewhere else. I'm like, well, once you start looking up where else weed is legal recreational at nearby, you realize the only place you would go close by would be Michigan. And everywhere else around us, recreational cannabis is not legal. It's medical. And even their medical programs are horrible. So, we're in the dream state right now. I mean, and then there's that Intel thing coming. So there's going to be opportunity for more jobs. But not just in Intel, but also just in cannabis. There's going to be more jobs. When rec sales really do finally ramp up, employment is going to go. There's going to be people looking to hire new trimmers, new growers. They're going to be built. They're going to be expanding their facilities. So these grow facilities that they got right now, they're going to be looking for more workers. I mean, how much you think people make get? I mean, would you trim weed for $15 an hour? I mean, some people, you just sit there and trim weed all day. I mean, that's some job, right? Somebody's got to do it. And if you're not growing at home, go trim some weed for somebody else. I mean, not the end of the world, but it is a little bit different when it's not your weed. But then you get to know what's going to look like, and you have some hand, and you can be like, you be at the dispensary, like, I grew some of that, or I trimmed some of that. That was something I trimmed. See you at work. So that's certainly possible. I would say I messed this one up a little bit. Not my favorite trim on this one, but it's all right. So yeah, hope y'all let me know what y'all medicating on. Looks like the comments is in there. Let's see, there we are. You're from Pennsylvania, and do you feel safer in Ohio with the weed from the PA? Wait, hold on, wait. You said you're from PA, and I can say I feel safer in Ohio with the weed than the PA all day. So you said you don't like the weed in PA ain't no good. They ain't got no gas pack in PA. Dang. I heard the same thing about Kentucky. Anybody on here from Kentucky? I heard they got some horrible weed in Kentucky too, man. I thought they's the bluegrass state. They were gonna have some bluegrass kush or something like that, but I have people telling me that the weed in Kentucky is really, really bad. So I don't know how their program's gonna roll out if the people there don't know how to grow weed. I guess they're gonna bring in growers from Ohio and we're gonna show them how to get it done. I don't know. That could be it. So, has anybody got anything special going on this weekend? Is anybody doing any of these festivals or any of these events? Anybody going to any farmers markets? No, but I can see Kentucky from my front porch. Usually donated a quarter for helping them. Okay. Neon Flamingo is something crossed with Kentucky bluegrass. Ooh, Neon Flamingo. Does any you got some of that? You got some seeds on that? That sounds real good. Neon Flamingo. I like the sound of that. That sounds like something really interesting. Neon Flamingo. So yeah, that definitely sounds like something I might want to try out. So yeah, so as soon as the first dispensary does get the green light to go rec, I'm gonna try to be there. I can't promise I'll be there, but I'm gonna try very hard. And if it's multiple ones, we'll try to get there. The volunteer work application for people that want to help do various things for Ohio Cannabis Live is 85% completed. I just had to just double check a few things in my questions, and then that'll be available on my website and on my social media. So those who want to help volunteer through the summer and help us just kind of cover everything with the rec, we're going to be doing these events. I just want to let you know, volunteers will be getting free weed, free clones. Did I say that out loud? Oops. So yeah, if you're volunteering, and we're only going to have so many volunteers, so space will be limited. But once we put that out there, just know what I just said. I said free weed and free clones. But you got to do your part now. So yes, people said, what kind of volunteering? Well, there's all kind of stuff. There's things to do, paperwork. There's social media stuff. There's trimming to do. There's all kind of cultivation stuff we got to do here. There is video editing stuff that needs to be done. There is just a wide range of things we're going to be doing. We're going to also be doing some cookouts. So people who like cookouts, barbecues, we are going to be doing a cookout, and I can't wait to see how that turns out. I mean, I haven't cooked out in a while. I've got a Blackstone grill now. I kind of got rid of the regular grill, and I've been doing the griddle cooking outside. It's a lot different than just regular barbecuing, and you get a different flavor. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Blackstones, but it's a lot smaller grill. It's kind of like the ones they use in the restaurant, kinda, but you use it outside. It runs on propane, and it's a lot of fun to me. It kind of makes you feel like you're out cooking breakfast. But you can cook steaks on it and everything else, and it really turns out really well. So yeah, this is a nice little bud here too. I like this one. I'm making progress. I mean, I'm literally almost done. I can't believe I finished this whole trim process with you all here. So yeah, I've got a whole tent that I can actually show it to you. There's the drying tent right there. And so, what did I do? Oh, I zoomed in. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. That's weird. Hey. But yeah, so, I've got some other strains I got to cut down. I've got to cut down Apex, grape cream cookies, Forum cookies, and Odin's OG. And I really want to take Odin's OG down today, but I just don't think I'm going to have the energy to trim that many more plants, because just this one has been a chore. And, if you're growing at home, you already know what's going down. You already know it's a chore. But yes, you're saving money, but you do have to still pay for stuff. You got to pay for nutrients and water or dirt or electricity and your time. So that's still also something that you got to deal with whenever you're trimming, and I mean, whenever you're growing. So it's all been an experience for me. And first time I ever used a grow tent. All the other times I just did it in a room. So I learned a lot about using a grow tent. Some things I think are great, other things I don't like. And those who know me know that if I had a room to grow it in, I would grow it in the room. It wouldn't be no tent. But my girl, she got all the rooms with all the other flowers that we grow here. So it's really truly a botanical garden here, because we have so many different types of plants growing here. So yes, I'm gonna get off here with you all, but I thank y'all for being here. And as soon as last week, it was so funny. As soon as I got off the air, as soon as I ended my live, I got a message. It was like, oh, so and so got their operational license, but it wasn't any dispensaries. It was just the grow facilities and processors. And you can go on my website and you can check this out. I got it linked in there where you can check to see if the dispensaries or grow facilities in your area have got their operational license. It's all public information on the Division of Cannabis Control's website. And I have a direct link so it's easier to get to, so we can keep checking on it. So if it does pop up when I'm done with the stream, then I will come back on again and we'll have another live stream to talk about, well, who's open and who's ready, or when will they be open. Right now, we're just waiting on them to turn on the faucet. And I'm thinking that faucet is going to be turned on kind of slow, but it eventually start really flowing. So again, thanks for watching the stream. I'll see you all very soon. Smash that like, subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next trim. All right. Hi.